You're here, I'm queer, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I will be customizing a figure instead of a doll. I have been admiring these Qposket figures for the longest time. They are so adorable and highly detailed, and I really love their overall proportions and aesthetics. I found the Sailor Pluto and Sailor Saturn, and I thought it would be cool to make myself into a Sailor Senshi using these two. I will be using Hotaru's head with Setsuna's body, so let's go ahead and get started. Before we start with the transformation, I'd like to thank today's sponsor, YouGov. Are you looking for an easy way to earn some quick cash? Maybe your wallet is still stinging from holiday spending. Well, YouGov allows you to take quick online surveys in exchange for points, and those points get turned into cash rewards, like gift cards or even cash in your PayPal account. It's free to join, and you can even get bonus points for taking your first survey or recommending YouGov to friends or family. There are polls and surveys about public affairs, products, brands, and politics. For example, right now you can take surveys about gun laws, COVID-19, climate change, and so much more. I've taken some surveys myself, and I can't wait to spend my YouGov money on more supplies. You guys know, art supplies, doll supplies is not cheap, so this definitely helps. So why don't you try it yourself? Who couldn't use a few extra bucks? Take your friends out to the movies, go for a nice meal. I don't care what you do, it's your money. If you guys want to start earning cash for simply filling out surveys, click my link in the description and start making money today. And again, thank you to YouGov for sponsoring this video. So these are literally my first Qposket ones. I have been seeing like the Disney princesses ones. There's so many of them. There's so many Sailor Moon characters actually. But these ones was in the store. I was like, oh my god. Just wanted to actually get it. And I thought of just like customizing it. But they are so highly detailed. The quality is impeccable. There's no articulation for them. They do, you can rotate their heads, so that's the only thing. And of course the accessories, for the most part, some of them are removable. And yeah, that's pretty much it. No assembly required, at least for these ones. They're just so cool. I love the paint job on all of them. They are literally so perfect, factory paint wise. So I'm just so excited to try them out and see what we can whip up. So let's go ahead and sort everything out. Like I said, I will be using Hotaru's head, so let's remove that. And then I will be using Setsuna's body, so let's go ahead and collect that as well. And honestly, it looks kind of cool like this too, like cool with this color story as well. So I don't know, I'm kind of interested. It's kind of like a darker, more grown-up version because it's like the colors are darker. So of course we will be giving her a new hair, so I'm kind of trying to remove the bang piece over here. I saw that there was like a line there, so I was like, oh my god, I feel like that is somewhat removable. And so I actually dipped this in boiling hot water to kind of help soften the plastic and the rubber. And as you can see over here, a lot of a lot of handiwork, a lot of elbow grease, lots of sharp tools, and yeah, hardware. But we got there eventually. I was able to remove the bangs, but I wish it was easier, you know what I mean? But it's really, really cool like this, and I was like, oh my god, it's kind of interesting to see how the faceplate looks. Before sculpting, I want to go ahead and have a clean canvas, so let's go and remove the factory paint using acetone, of course. I do want to say that I tried using the acetone on the sideburns first, and too much of it can actually kind of melt and warp the plastic, so be kind of careful with it. Maybe nail polish with a little bit of acetone will work better, but yeah, overall it was fine. But I definitely noticed some parts of her face actually melted, so I just went over it again with acetone to kind of smooth things out, you know what I mean? And I wanna sculpt the hair first, so I'm gonna go ahead and protect the face for now, so there's no clay that gets into it. And now I'm gonna take my epoxy sculpt over here. This is a 2-part epoxy clay that cures when you mix 2 equal parts together. And let's just go ahead and start sculpting. I started in the front first because I wanted to gauge how big the hair, and I wanted to kind of gauge like, you know, her forehead and everything like that, and see if I needed to sculpt additional forehead and stuff. So yeah, I started from the front to kind of frame her face, and then I worked my way there. Of course, I sculpted this hair, I think I took 3 days maybe, because I had to like wait for things to dry and yeah, stuff like that. So there's just those things that you want to consider when you're doing a sculpt on a doll, just because there are curing times and stuff like that. Sometimes when something is curing, then you can't really do much, because then you'll end up ruining, you know, the existing project or the existing sculpt that you've done. So sometimes waiting is paramount, but yeah. And of course, this is the hair from my profile picture, which is still my favorite hair. This is the koan inspired wig, and I don't know, I just love it. I cannot see myself, in terms of like a mini drag me, I can't see myself in anything else but this wig, or like a page boy perhaps, but yeah. It was definitely fun trying to make a Qposket version of myself. It was kind of like I was making a koan doll, of course. I don't think she has a... Does she? Hold on, let me do my research. Koan. Oh my gosh, she does not have one. Oh, well, she has something similar, but it's not a Qposket. So there we go. Oh my god, hallelujah, hallelujah. So I made a mini me and also a koan doll. If you guys want a koan Qposket, you know, here's a vision for you. Here's something to inspire you, hopefully. Sculpting hair is actually kind of really fun for me. I mean, it's just a bunch of lines, but I like putting in the details of the texture of the fibers here and there. And I don't know, I just feel like it's so cool. It does... It didn't. It did. It got very heavy towards the end, because you will see I will be adding a lot of hair. I wanted her hair, obviously, to have the page boy in the bottom. But I also wanted it to have some sort of movement. So yeah, trying to get those things accomplished just made everything really, really heavy and really, really thick. And the reason why I chose Hotaru, I chose Saturn's head, was because of her hair. I didn't want to cut off a lot of Sailor Pluto's hair because she had long hair too. And I don't know, I just thought that Sailor Saturn's head was a better base for me, just to work on, because I can always add on. It's kind of difficult to take something out. You guys already saw how difficult it was taking the bangs out, so I could have just imagined like taking out the entire hair for Sailor Pluto. It would have been a disaster. So yeah, Sailor Saturn was the way to go. And of course, you cannot leave the underneath of the hair, so I was sculpting the details there as well. And of course, I'm also trying to blend in the seams with the details of Sailor Saturn's hair. And the eye shape I wanted to give is obviously like the bedroom eyes. You know how it is. That's my favorite style of eyes. So over here, I'm just kind of flattening her eye socket with some epoxy clay as well. Just a little bit, just so that I can have a little bit more free range with drawing the shape of the eye. And then I go back with the hair after everything is dried and cured, and I go in with some details over here, the swirls of the cone, which is so cool. I just love it so much. So you guys can definitely take this as a, you know, like if Koan was a part of the Sailor Senshi, or a mini-me. If people don't accept this as a mini-me, then I'll be like, alright, well then it's Koan, you know what I mean? I definitely recommend you guys get those silicone tools. Like for sculpting, some people were asking what I use. I use a lot. Like, you know, whatever you think can give you the effect, use it. So for this one I use a lot of silicone sculpting tools. There are some dental tools here, or at least they look like dental tools, plastic tools, wooden tools, all of that. So, you know, whatever you think will work, it will work. But obviously I like the silicone because there's some flexibility to it, and it doesn't give it a very abrupt like sculpt. It's a little bit more seamless and a little bit more delicate. After everything is cured, I sprayed the entire head with Mr. Super Clear, and so now I'm gonna go ahead and paint the face and try to color match everything. For this one, I'm just using acrylic paint, and I tried to match it with her original skin tone. And of course, you want to work in thin layers when you are color matching with paint, just because you don't want a lot of brush textures there, especially on the face. You want it to be kind of smooth. So lots of thin layers for this one. Very watered down acrylic paint. And I couldn't really wait to paint the hair, so I was like, you know what, might as well do it now. Since we sprayed the entire head with Mr. Super Clear anyway, I feel like it's gonna adhere better. So I'm just taking my matte black acrylic paint and I am painting everything black, and this is definitely satisfying, for me at least. Like just seeing everything kind of like be covered in like the opaque black, I'm just like, oh my god, that looks so freaking cool, and I don't know, I just like it. And then because I usually like my black hairs to be very jet black, almost like the blue black, I am taking my watered down blue paint over here and I'm just doing a wash on her entire head. And then after it dries, I'll go back at it again with black. So I just want the hints and highlights of blue there, just to really give it the jet black appearance. Let's go ahead and wait for this to dry and move on to the outfit for now. As you can see, look at that. I mean, look at what we're working with. I do need to cut off these chains because I don't really need them in my look, in my personal look. They're very cute though, but they are very like, you know, it's too Setsuna for me, which is good. But it's just like, yeah, personally, I want this to be like a regular Sailor Senshi, but like gothic. So obviously I will be painting this figure in my favorite color story, which is black, red, and some purple. You guys already know. But yeah, so I'm pretty much turning everything white, black, and then everything indigo red, and everything purple. A little bit, you know, cuter purple, I guess. A purple that matches me a little bit more. But yeah, just turning this very gothic. So think about it like a dark Sailor Senshi Scout, you know, Sailor Galaxia, but like she had her own Sailor Scouts in the Sailor uniform, you know what I mean? Or perhaps, I mean, it doesn't always have to be bad. Just because her colors are intimidating doesn't mean she has to be the enemy. It's just her style, perhaps, you know what I mean? So yeah, you know, she's part of the Sailor Senshi. Whatever. But it was definitely kind of fun, like turning and color changing like the outfit, because I was just like, I definitely don't see myself wearing white, especially in drag. So I'm like, it's gonna be black, it's gonna be red, and there's some purple in there. So I thought these color combinations was perfect. I wanted my purple to be a little bit more cool tone, but I am going over it again with some glittery purple flecks here and there, just to add some life into it. And of course, even this figure deserves a Christian Louboutin shoe, so red bottoms it is. And I usually don't wear gold. My personal favorite are silver jewelry, but for some reason I was like, I feel like gold really like ties this look together, so I went with gold accents. And because it matched her tiara, you know? Now let's wait for the body to dry and let's work on the face. And over here, her face is already sprayed with Mr. Super Clear, you guys already know. And I will be drawing the new eye shape using watercolor pencils. And as you can see, it is gliding very, very well. And this new eye shape, I feel like it's just so me. I just prefer it. I don't know, for some reason, I'm not, like, I love, like, rounded eyes, but I just feel like it's not me, personally. Like, I've tried doing it in other dolls, but I end up always changing it to kind of give them I just want more lid space, I guess. I just want more lids to be showing. Definitely love the bedroom eye effect. Very, very aloof, almost. So yeah, I don't know, I just love that, I just like that expression. It's a little bit more intimidating, I think, and I feel like it's also more grown-up looking, you know? And of course, with color pencils, we are working on it layer by layer. So I believe overall this face had maybe 6 layers. Ooh, that's I don't know if that's correct. I feel like I always do that. I feel like 6 layers is like a minimum. So like it's under 10 layers for sure, because I really wanted to build the colors, and the iris was building very, very slowly, the reds of the eyes. So yeah, I took my time over there. And of course, I need to have an intimidating brow. I don't usually picture myself with a nice brows anyway, like a nice soft brows, so it's always going to be arched in some way. It's always going to be angled very angrily. And yeah, purple eyeshadow, of course, to tie everything in. I feel like that is like my uniform now for a mini-me, or anything really. Anything with red, I feel like I have to match it with purple. One thing for this is that I felt like I couldn't really give her a lipstick look, like a very graphic lipstick style. I felt like it wasn't gonna match this model, so I just used pastels for her lips, and I feel like it was adorable. It's very like natural, very like she's just wearing lip gloss, very that. And as usual, I have to give her a very, very strong cat eyeliner, because why not? Because she deserves it, and because it's a mini-me, and hello? I mean, yeah, I give it to most of my dolls, but like, yeah, why not? So as you can see, if you look closely at this clip, you can see her eyes. There's still a lot of white areas, and they're not opaquely colored, so that bothers me, and that's why I continue to put on the layers and build the layers up until there is little to no white like accents there. I really want the colors to be very opaque, very vibrant, and just very, very just bold. I want the colors to be very bold. I chose the red color for the eyes because I feel like if I was in my ultimate form in drag, I would have red contacts. I have no idea why, I just feel like it's so cool. Like if I could have red eyes like in real life, I would. So yeah, that's just the epitome of like perfection for me. Red eyes. Vampiric, very that. So I'm like, why not? Why not give my Sailor Senshi that? And not to mention, it matches her skirt. And of course, this time I will not be forgetting my beauty mark over here, which, by the way, I got it tattooed. Ah! I know people have told me not to get it tattooed, but I'm very impulsive. And so, yes, I got it tattooed from my sister. Abby has a set, and I was like, hey, put a dot under my left eye. And so I'm a part of the Didavantis tattooed beauty mark now. I love it. Very, very, I just love it. I don't have to like put eyeliner on it anymore, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I just hope it doesn't turn green over time. I guess I just have to redo it all the time, you know what I mean? And with white acrylic paint, I am just giving her some catch lights over here. Now this one is a little bit more busier than the original Qposket catch lights. I wanted to mirror kind of like the 90s Sailor Moon catch lights. So yeah, a lot of twinkles in the eyes. And it's been forever since I drew on the eyelashes, and I felt like it was appropriate for this one, so I gave her some drawn-on eyelashes. Which, by the way, it felt very, very foreign territory because I usually do the 3D lashes, but I felt like it wasn't gonna match the Qposket figure, so I was like, let's just draw it on. And it's kind of cool because Sailor Saturn's earring is very like similar to Kowan's earring. So I'm like, I'm just gonna kind of turn that into the same vibe. So yeah, it was perfect. And I am repainting this into the same exact gold because the gold that I'm using, I believe, is called antique gold. So it's very, very rich. It's a lot darker than the original tiara over here. And I don't know, it just has a little bit more age to it. So I definitely do prefer it. And of course, we have to gloss up the lips. The lips needs to be very, very shiny, very, very glossy. So yeah. And actually, for the first time in forever, I will be glossing up the eyes. A lot of people keep asking me why I don't gloss up the eyes, and actually, after doing this, it was the perfect example, because it was so hard to photograph her because all you see is my ring light on her eyes. So that's the reason why I don't put glosses on my doll's eyes, because when you photograph them or try to take a video of them, all you will see are your lighting equipment, so it's a little bit of a mess. And so yeah, I just wanted to try it because the Qposket's eyes are glossy, so I was like, why not? But I'm like, after I was taking my B-rolls for the ending, I was like, perhaps not again. And of course we want the hair to look like a shampoo commercial, or at least somewhat, so I am glossing it as well. And now we're pretty much done with the head. Look at her. Oh my god, the hair is everything. I love how jet black it looks. And let's go ahead and put it together. Oh my god, I am so in love with the combination. The colors are tied in correctly, I think. I love this look. I want this look. This needs to be this look needs to happen in drag in real life. So I need to get some commissions going for drag costume, but this is absolutely incredible looking. I am in love with her face, and this is a before and after of the mini-me and Hotaru's face. And now we're done.